Last night proved it's a bad time to be part of the Washington establishment. Primary voters in Arkansas, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania all showed a real sort of throw out the bums kind of feeling. The biggest surprise of the night was in Pennsylvania, where five-term Senator Arlen Specter was defeated by Congressman Joe Sestak in the Democratic primary. Now, Specter, remember, he switched parties last year. Didn't really pay off for him. He did get good support from President Obama as well, but still wasn't enough to win for him. In the state of Kentucky, Rand Paul won the Republican Senate primary. He's the son of Congressman Ron Paul, also a favorite of the Tea Party movement. He beat a candidate backed by national Republicans, including Kentucky's senior senator, Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. And down in Arkansas, incumbent Senator Blanche Lincoln, a Democrat, couldn't get enough support to win the primary outright. She's going to face the state's more liberal lieutenant governor in a runoff next month. So what does all this mean? For more on the primaries and what it means for all of us, we're going to go to our Washington executive editor, Al Hunt, who's in our newsroom in D.C. Al, we got to start with Blanche Lincoln. She's at this really front and center in financial reform. What does this runoff mean to the agenda?
I don't think it means that much, Margaret, in that bill is going to go through the Senate within the next week, I still believe. Chris Dodd offered a concession to her yesterday, watered down her provision. She has an even tougher fight than expected, so they may have to make a few more cosmetic concessions to her, but her bill, as it stood a couple days ago, will not become law.
So in Kentucky, it's being sort of interpreted that the Tea Party movement really had their first major victory here with Rand Paul coming into office there. Is that a correct read?
It is a huge victory for the Tea Party, anti-government, anti-Washington part of the Republican Party, at least. He rolled over Mitch McConnell and Dick Cheney and all the other establishment Republicans who had endorsed the other candidate. He won huge, as you pointed out earlier. There's no question that all the energy in the Republican Party is with these sorts of groups. What is less clear is whether that will translate into general election success also. The Democrats nominated their strongest candidate, the Attorney General in Kentucky, and that now may be a very close Senate race.
Yeah, what does a Rand Paul victory mean for that movement? I mean, they've got sort of an ideology out there, not necessarily a clearly articulated agenda quite yet. Does he become the voice of that, or is this just a matter of one-off support?
Well, he's certainly going to embolden and encourage the Tea Party activists around the country. This is, as you note, a disparate movement, and I think it would be probably misleading to say one person is the voice, one person is the leader of that movement. It's certainly not Rand Paul, who hasn't won anything yet. But I think he is a clear indication that anti-Washington, anti-incumbent, even though he didn't beat an incumbent, that message will resonate within the party.
Arlen Specter saying goodbye here. That's got to be a painful loss given his, switching of party loyalties as well. It came at a high price, but not much to show for it.
It's certainly a painful loss for Senator Specter, who's been in public office for almost a half a century. I wasn't surprised, however, and I think Democrats believe that Joe Sestak will be a much stronger general election candidate to run against the Republican candidate, Mr. Toomey. So I think that, again, is a case where it looked like that was a seat that was clearly leaning Republican in the fall. Now it's pretty much of a toss-up.
All right. We're going to have to leave it there, Al, but quickly tell us what's on the front page of your notebook today.
Well, with all the talk about elections, the House right now, there's a lot of maneuvering going on for the supplemental bill. It has Afghan funding. Nancy Pelosi doesn't like it, but doesn't want Obama to lose. Republicans don't want to give Obama a victory, but don't want to vote against the surge.
We'll watch it. Thank you so much, Al Hunt.